Hear me? Yes, no. I can't see the live video, the live feed. Okay, I think somebody just said, yes, we can. Okay, so basically, this is just a short one, yeah? And for me, yeah, I just don't quite understand why we live in a society that is so, it's so full of hate. So full of hate. And most of the time, the hate is misconceived. It's a hatred that has no place, it has no basis. And 90% of the time, we hate on people not out of any solid, tangible facts, but based on emotions, based on sentiments, and based on what we see trending and what the crowd is saying. We don't ask for facts. We don't seek clarity. We don't look at the evidence. We just run up, make ourselves and amplify the idiotic persona that we have and bring it to the core. Now, what I cannot understand is why the hatred being directed at Mrs. Ami Bensouda. Now, as a lawyer, or even a person that has got an aptitude of common sense that they can use, that they can invoke, and if you watch the deliberations at the National Assembly Select Committee looking into the asset disposals of former President Jammeh, you could see quite clearly that Mrs. Bensouda was not trying to derail the committee. She was not trying to avoid the committee. She was not trying to be disrespectful to the committee. She was offering clarity. Clarity based on law. Clarity based on solid, undisputed, irrefutable facts. This was what she was doing, and at all times within the ambit of respect for the committee. The committee is on a fact-finding mission. The committee is not a court of law. The committee cannot pass judgments. The committee can only make recommendations. Recommendations that they will send to the executive. And until that happens, we do not even know whether the executive would accept the recommendations of the select committee. Nor do we know whether the recommendations of the National Assembly Select Committee will be implemented to the letter. We do not know. This is not the first committee that we had. We had the Janet Commission, which is now being looked into. We had the TRRC, who we know some of the recommendations at the TRRC was never implemented by the executive. This is not the first committee that we've had in Gambia. The National Assembly Select Committee is on a fact-finding mission. They are there to establish the circumstances surrounding the asset disposal of former President Jammeh and to ensure that if there were loopholes, if there were mishaps, it will be corrected for the future. It is not a witch hunt committee. It is not going to find anyone guilty. It's not going to find anyone culpable and then they take them to mile 2 and sentence them. That's not how it works. Now, what I don't understand is the hatredness, the disrespect, the arrogance. And the perpetrators of this disrespect, this arrogance, are the worst, most despicable individuals. Boy, it is not by force. You see, just as our fingers are not equal, all of us cannot be equal. There would be in life, in society, in any given instant, there would be people who are better than us. Not better in a condescending terms, but there will be people who will be more well-to-do than you. You are. There are people who will be more educated than you are. There are people that would be more exposed than you are. This is a woman that built her resources, that built her portfolio from scratch. It was not handed over to her on a silver platter. It was not handed over to her on a gold platter. She worked her ass off. She sweated, she toiled day and night. If you know anything about Mrs. Bensouda, you would know how she started from her humble beginnings. You would know where her chambers was in Banjul. You would know how she evolved. Why must you direct your hate towards this woman for political gain? The truth is, some of us, our parents, wasted their times on earth. Wasted the little resources that they had. Wasted the opportunities that they had. You cannot continually live your life trying to fault a person that did well for her and her kids. It is witchcraft. It is beyond jealousy. It is uttermost witchcraft. It is devilish. Some of you have absolutely no scruples. You have no respect. You have no regard. You have nothing by way of respect for people that are older than you. I have one person that everybody knows I've disagreed with, one person that I feel has offended me, one person that I feel has caused me so much pain is Batambedu. I've never hidden that fact. But nobody will see me cursing Batambedu out, cursing his family, cursing his wife and kids. I would never do that in my entire existence. I would talk about Batambedu. I would speak against him. But I will not use degrading comments, disparaging comments, hateful comments, insults directed at his family, directed at his close associates. Batambedu's brother is Sheriff Tambedu. We traveled together from Gambia to London. In fact, when I got to the airport, I couldn't use my card. It was Sheriff Tambedu who gave me 20 pounds. She gave me 20 pounds. Or rather, he gave me 20 pounds. So that I can jump on the coach. Because I couldn't use my card. When I disagreed with the UDP's endorsement of Batambedu, what did I do? I submitted my resignation with respect. I disagreed. I didn't insult Lawyer Dabo. I didn't disparage Lawyer Dabo. Nobody would ever see me go and insult Adama Barrow. Nobody would see me call Adama Barrow very degrading names and use comments that are so degrading, that are so disgusting against him, against his person. Because some of us were brought up well. We were taught the art of respect. Anybody who knows me knows I speak my mind fiercely and independently. But I do so with respect, with decorum. With decorum. You don't go around insulting people's mothers when your own mothers are living the worst life, some of us. Some of us, our mothers and fathers, cannot even untie the lace of Ami Bensouda's sandals. And that's the reality. That's the truth. It has come to a moment of truth where we have to speak the truth undiluted, unfiltered, unbiased. Regardless. The truth is, some of us know the sort of parents that we have. Some of us know the sort of parents that we've left at home. Some of you are even ashamed. You would be ashamed to present your parents, to stand out in the public and be associated with them. But you spend all your time in the name of politics trying to degrade another human being. I disagreed with the United Democratic Party. Did you ever see me insult the UDP? Did you ever see me make disparaging comments against Lawyer Dabo? I would rather suck dust and die than ever do that in my lifetime. And some of the people that I see now speaking against Ami Bensouda, speaking against Talib Bensouda, were the greatest proponents of Talib Bensouda and Ami Bensouda, because it aligned with their political desire and will at the time. What does that tell you? It tells you that you are a people of no virtue. It tells you that you are a people of no scruples. It tells you that you believe in nothing. You stand for nothing. Because if today you can align yourself with your greatest political foe to go against Ami Bensouda, to go against Talib Bensouda because of a personal vendetta, it means you believe in absolute nothingness. It means you are nothing. It means you stand for nothing. And a person that cannot stand for anything, a person that has no principles, a person that has no scruples, is a good-for-nothing, worthless individual. It would be better that you had never been born. Because every individual should be able to stand for something. Every individual should be able to believe in something, regardless of what it is. But you people believe in nothing. Absolutely nothing. You sway like the wind. You move like the waves. Whatever rocks your boat, whatever aligns with your greatest interest is what you believe in. Mrs. Bensouda is a woman of substance, a woman of integrity, a woman who has held herself in high esteem and kept it there. And people and society and some of us who have brains recognize that virtue that she has. But not only that, you feel, because some of you jump from pillar to post to have that little credit on your phone, that little megabytes, that data, you feel you can even decide and attack some of us because we decide to speak our minds. Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you to tell me what to write on my wall? You have your bloody Facebook page. Go and write your nonsense on it. And because most of the time we have people we look up to, so we are measured. But do not think you guys are just rude. Everybody can be rude. Everybody has the ability, the capability to be rude, to be arrogant. It is a state of mind, a temporal state of mind. In Aku, they would say rudeness is not close. Everybody able wear them. Everybody able wear the rudeness. This is nonsense now. And me, if you come for me, I swear on my mother's grave, yeah? You come for me, trust me. Trust me, you will regret ever being born. I will live my life on Facebook and I will take you back to your 14th generation and come back and stand and look at you in your eye. Who the hell are you? Do you feed us? Do you feed us? Some of you talking trash about this woman. Your parents were busy stealing and siphoning government resources to educate some of you. Some of you that your parents were civil servants with their mega salaries could not have even afforded to pay for your university fees. They stole government money. They stole government funds and resources to educate some of you that sit here today on a moral high horse trying to discredit a good and sober individual. May God punish you guys. May you never find that happiness that you deserve. May you never find it. I don't worship Mrs. Bensouda. In fact, I would say something that I've never said. When I, oh Lord, you know, I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. But the truth is the disrespect will stop. The truth is the disrespect will stop. Because some of us are ready for anything. And all gloves are off. All gloves are off. You come from Mrs. Ben, we'll come for you. You insult somebody's mother, we will insult your parents. Because we all know that some of you, your parents are thieves. We all know that some of you, your parents are drunkards. They drank alcohol and fell in the streets, in the gutters of Banjul. That is why some of you could not have made it thus far. And that's the truth as well. So if we're going to speak truth, let us speak truth undiluted, unfiltered, unreservedly. Where were you when this woman was painstakingly building her portfolio, raising her kids? Where were you? I saw some bullshit that somebody wrote telling me that, oh, they were there since Jawara regime. Do you know how many people were in Jawara's regime that are now absolutely walking the streets of Gambia with nothing? Do you know how many people were doing well in Jammeh's regime but were now walking the streets of Gambia with absolutely nothing? Do you know? And you sit there and have nothing better to say. Some of you don't even have them. You don't even know where the next meal is coming from. This is a woman that has painstakingly built generational wealth for her kids, those who are not even born yet, for generations yet unborn. You sit there in your your home that is leaking. I'm sorry, I had to get out of the car because I think it stalled the video because it says it was, I didn't have good connection. I mean, some of you sit there in your houses. When it rains in Gambia, your house is leaking. And these are the people that have the loudest mouth on social media, insulting everybody's parents. You sit there in the rainy season, putting buckets on the holes. When the wind blows, all your corrugated iron sheets fly and disappear all over the place. But today you're the loudest mouths on social media, castigating an individual who has worked hard and worked diligently. And that is because some of you have absolutely no shame and no scruples. You think you can bully people. You think you can attack people. But I'm saying this again, and this is a public pronouncement. You attack Mrs. Bensouda, we will attack you. You insult Mrs. Bensouda, we will insult you. You curse Mrs. Bensouda out, we will curse you out. We are at that stage now. We are at that stage now. We will do clean politics when it's time to do clean politics. But when you want to wear the hat of the ghetto, you want to show us that you're from the hood, we will show you that we are from the streets. The nonsense, it stops now. It stops now. This is absolutely unbecoming. Who the hell do you think you are? Who the hell do you think you are that you can determine, you can speak despicable things about people with no iota of evidence whatsoever? Who are you, man? You think you people, you're the only people that should have a voice. You're the only people that should have an opinion. The worst of Mrs. Bensouda. Mrs. Bensouda in her worst days, in her lowest moment, is better than some of you, your parents, in their best days that they will ever see in their lifetime. It is God Almighty that blesses. It is God Almighty that gives blessing. He bestows blessings unto whom He will. And you must accept this as an existential reality. You should accept it as a fact of life. When you see a person who's doing better than you, when you see a family who's doing better than you, go down on your knees and pray to God Almighty to bless you, to bring blessings your way so that you can emulate them. But in these days of ChatGPT and AI, every nincompoop is writing nonsense left, right, and center. People who couldn't even identify themselves and write their names properly are now writing garbage and rubbish every day, killing us on social media. When we were writing on social media before the advent of ChatGPT and AI and stuff like that, you were like mumus. All you do is like and scroll. I will write a lengthy post and somebody would love and comment on the post without even reading the first line. That's what you used to do. And now all of a sudden you people are jumping like loose goons all over the place. Saying you will insult everybody. You would silence everybody. Nobody can speak. Nobody can say, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you? You see people that are writing flowery languages and articles on Facebook. When they open their mouths to speak, it's like an internal combustion has just occurred. The sentence structure is slapping the grammar. The grammar is hitting the subject-verb agreement. Nothing works. It's like calamity. But give them a few megabytes and tell them to write. And they write the most flowery of English. When they write, you will think it is Shakespeare personified. Shakespeare has reincarnated. But you open their mouth and sit with them and have a logical, straightforward conversation. And it is like their mouth and their brains have got diarrhea. Complete idiots and morons. And all of a sudden you think you can silence people. You think you can be rude. You think you can come out here and speak garbage. To hell with all of you. To hell with all of you. And I'm sure if you've been on social media long enough, you know me. I've got time. You come for me, I swear to God. You know I will come for you. You come for me and you know I'll make time for you. Because you all are bloody idiots. You have no respect, no scruples. But I've always said this. If you don't respect your mother and father in the house, you cannot respect somebody else's parents. Disagree if you must. Put up rebuttals. It's not every time I agree with people. If I disagree with Mrs. Bensouda, I will politely and respectfully tell her that I disagree with her. I will not disrespect her. I will not degrade her. I will not disparage her. I will not. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Somebody just wrote, I'm just reading the comment and saying English language does not matter. I never said English language mattered. Again, this is what I'm talking about. It's about comprehension. So Ibrahim, I never said English language does not matter or English language is a measure of intelligence. That's not what I said. What I did say, which I will reiterate again, is that some of these individuals who are busy writing on social media, busy insulting, writing the most flawless of articles, write the most flawless of English language, when they open their mouth to speak, it's like an internal combustion has just occurred. That is what I have said. I never for once mentioned that English language was a yardstick or a measurement of intelligence. That's not what I said. So again, when I speak, you have to listen to what I have said. And then you can comment based on that. And that is where comprehension comes into play. But anyways, I'll leave it at that. I got to go inside. It's absolutely cold out here. I just couldn't, I needed to say something. And I didn't want to talk in the presence of my son. So I had to come out in the cold. Sat in my car. The reception was bad. But we will come again.